Hey guys, Eddie Ortiz here. Just wanted to quickly do a quick market update, give you an idea of kind of what's happening in the real estate market in Southern Utah and how that's impacting us and in the real estate industry, as well as how that's impacting, our buyers, our sellers, and those folks who are out there potentially looking to buy or not at this time. What really matters is what has happened since this whole COVID-19 thing impacted us. So I wanted to give you some data on that, and ultimately based on my data and the timelines that I can find, it seems that March 10th was about the date when things started to be impacted in the sense that showings went down really fast. We started issuing, stay-at-home orders and things like that. So that's when things really got interesting in the industry, and everybody started to think, oh my gosh, this is chaos is going to happen, and what's going on, and homes are going to depreciate. I'm going to talk a little bit about that, but I pulled some data just to kind of see what's happened since March 10th through today, and what does the data look like. So same set of data, but then let's look at that difference, right? So in total active listings, we have seen definitely a 10% declines from last year. So last year for the single family homes, we had about 1,700 properties on the market. This year we have just over 1,500. We also saw a decline in new listings, about 12%, and that went from about 486 to 423. Again, this is single family homes. And then the under contract is the interesting one. So for single family homes, we saw a decline of 28%. So last year at this time, from March 10th through today, we had listed about 389 properties, whereas this year we've only done 278. So this is really interesting, and I'll summarize this, giving you the overall data for it. If you look at all the grand totals of everything that has come through since March 10th, we have seen an 8% decline in active listings, 10% decline in new listings, and 30% decline in new under contract. What this means is, obviously, as the virus hit and all of a sudden things started to be issued in terms of stay at home, recommendations on what we needed to do and all this other stuff, and the fear of people not wanting to be out there, we definitely saw sellers start to pull back on a lot of their listings. Now, what did that mean? We still have a demand, right? We still have buyers out there that want to move here, that want to live here, that need to live here because of relocation purposes and things like that. But now sellers are pulling some of their listings out of the market. Why? Well, they were scared that the stock market was going to crash. They were scared that perhaps they may end up selling their home and not have another home to move into. There are so many different fears. They were scared that we're going to get COVID-19 and then be quarantined and not be able to maybe move out of their house or not move into the next house. So a lot of different fears. And obviously, as a real estate agent, we work hard at trying to sort through those for you and trying to help you understand them, because everything applies different to every single buyer or every single seller. So because of that, we saw a decline in active listings, but yet we still had a demand. Buyers were out there still looking for property. And as you can tell, even though we saw a decline in going under contract, we still had plenty of properties go under contract. 364 properties went under contract since March 10th. So to me, that sounds like still a good market that is moving, right? And that's what we need to pay attention to, because that's the key when it comes to this information, is that although there's a decline, homes are still moving, homes are still selling. But now that all these sellers pulled out or started to pull out, then now it's created a demand that now all those sellers who are still on the market are still seeing short days on the market. Their absorption rate still good. So just kind of things to keep in mind. Something that I wanted to talk a little bit about is how this COVID-19 has impacted our market, and what does that really mean for us in the real estate world and overall. We have seen a decline since March 10th. Our numbers of showings have definitely gone down, but we have become more creative. We now do virtual tours. We actually FaceTime our clients from the home. We are cautious when we do go show the home. We have gloves, we have masks, we have Clorox bleach, wipes. We have a lot of different things at our disposal that we are utilizing to try to prevent the further spread of COVID-19. Now, to understand where we are as a market, and do you think it's going to crash? Do you think things are going to happen? Let me tell you right now, the way that we foresee this happen, the way that we foresee this taking shape, the COVID-19 situation, is similar to that of the dot-com boom or 9/11. Those were impact situations that caused a disruption in time, And once that time passed and things started to heal or whatnot, it just, economy went right back to where it needed to go, or not back, but at least started to come back quickly. Rather than, if you think about the recession in 2008, that was a whole different world, right? In the recession, it was something that was building, then boom, it crashed, and then it took time to heal, right? It took several years for it to heal. Well, that's not what we see in something like this. We categorize this more closely to that dot-com boom that all of a sudden happened. All these people lost their jobs. There was a lot of impact to the industry, but then all those workers basically moved over to a different workforce or did things differently, and now all of a sudden we were in a different economy. It wasn't the same, because this is never going to be the same, but it was a different world in the sense that we still continue to move the economy forward. And leading up to 2008, we had, so that's 2005, 6, and 7, the amount of home equity that people pulled out or cashed out on for refinance purposes and for basically purchasing, depreciating assets. You got a really cool car, you got a really awesome boat, things that weren't really helping in your economy or your finances. They weren't really helping appreciate or build you wealth. We had $824 billion that was being used at that time. And that was their equity that they were utilizing to buy those assets. Maybe they bought multiple properties and now they were stretched thin as far as that. But in 2020, where we are at for the last 3 years, is a whole different world. From 17, 18, and 19, we have utilized or refinanced in $232 billion. That's a big difference. 824 versus 232. So, and the way that you people are utilizing this equity is very different than it was then. Now they're not utilizing it as much for depreciating assets or purchasing multiple homes that they couldn't afford. We're being more conscious of that. We're now utilizing those things to start businesses. We're now utilizing those things to pay for college. So we're investing back into our economy and into our future, which is a whole different world. So think of that, and if you really do understand the economy of it, obviously you understand that it is a very different market. We are not the same as we were back in 2008. We need to examine this in a different way. We need to put a different lens on this. And if you are interested in selling a home, if you are interested in buying a home, this is still a good market. There's still a lot of potential out there. You're still going to find good deals and good homes that you can purchase, and you should contact someone like me or an agent that's near you to obviously be able to help you through this on how to purchase a home. Again, we take more precautions in what we do in terms of showing the homes, in terms of making it available for buyers agents to come out and take a look, and we do qualify the buyers a lot more I guess stricter now. We pay attention to a lot more details than we did before. So we are definitely taking a lot of different steps. And again, this is not going to be the same world that it was before. We are going to learn so many different things about how we function as humans and how we function together in this phase that we are going into, that when we come out of this, it's going to be a very different feel to all of it. But at the end, we're still going to sell homes. We're still going to be buying homes. We're still going to be helping the economy move forward and help a lot of folks be able to accomplish their American dream, right? So give me a call, send me a text, click like on this video, follow me if you want to see some of these awesome videos. But let me know if you have questions, and let me know if you have comments, if you have thoughts about something different in regards to all of this. I would love to hear it. Everybody's looked at different data sets, everybody's looked at different things, and we all have different opinions on what we see. At this time, I'm pretty optimistic. I think this is going to be, once we are out of this, I think we're going to rebound. And once we rebound, I think it's going to be a new, different world for us, but it's going to be pretty exciting to be there as well. So thanks, guys.